want to do a short little tutorial on the partnership between Pear and Newsela. DPS has a free Newsela account right now. We want to take advantage of that. Pear has created daily decks. So if you go to peardeck.com daily, or just look up Pear the Daily Deck, you'll find all of these decks that have already been created around different topics and Newsela articles. And there's also a little tutorial about how to use their templates. So the first thing I want to show you is you should go to Newsela and log in, and you will log in using Clever. So when that comes up, as a DPS teacher, choose Clever. You can go in, you can type your school name, and it will automatically roster your students and you in with this Active Directory, and then you'll have access to your students. So once you log in with Clever, you'll go back to Newsela and actually choose an article. So maybe this wolf sanctuary. So if I choose that, Pear gives me this prompt to copy a file. If I copy the file to my folder, I automatically make a copy. You can see it working. And now this is my copy. It's in my drive. I can rename it. I can organize it. I can put it in a folder that makes sense to me. Pear actually makes a folder for you called Decks and puts all of these into one folder. You'll notice they're very short, like 3 or 4 slides. This is usually some kind of an inquiry question that they start with, then the article from Newsela, and then some way to evaluate, discuss, or work on that online. So once I know what I'm doing, so I'm going to write that down, Wolf Sanctuary Howling Success. So then I'm going to go back to Newsela, and I've logged in with Newsela. If I go into my settings, I will get the option to see my classes. And here I can create my classes, upload those from Clever. I can also sync them if I'm in Google Classroom. So it will automatically go out and grab my Google Classroom classes. So this is where you find that. I'm going to go search for that wolf article. I'm going to get that exact article. Here it is, a howling success. So I have some choices now, but in order to use this with Pear I'm going to assign it. So once I go in and assign it, I assign it to my class. I can choose any of my classes. I can also adjust the level. So Pear will actually start to, after 8 quizzes, it will gauge the student's Lexile level and automatically assign them at that Lexile, or students can also choose to adjust the Lexile level of their article, or as a teacher, you can lock a Lexile level in if you want to. You can also, when you assign, each one of these articles will come with a prompt and a quiz. So if I click on Assign, here's my article assigned, ready to go in that class. I'm going to go back to my copy of that article, my Pear copy that I just got. But this time I'm going to go to my add-ons, open Pear and there's a couple of things that I noticed about this. So one thing, discuss with a partner. What did the author assume you knew in this article? So this might be a little bit difficult in remote learning times to discuss with a partner. So I might go over and go to the end of lesson prompts and maybe find a different way that I could reflect on today's activities. I could draw or type some things. So I'm actually going to add this slide in, because I think this makes more sense in remote learning. So you can add, subtract, do whatever. And I'm going to actually delete this slide. So draw or type 2 things you learned in today's lesson. I can change this to reflect what we're doing, to make it whatever prompt that I want. And I notice Perry down here tells me that this is a drawing slide. So that's how I'm going to exit. I also want to check on my kids because I've been a little concerned about them. I'm going to go into the social emotional slides, and I'm just going to add this at the end, just as a little check, and then it's some information that I will get for a drag and drop. So really easily I can edit this and make this my own, but I started with this Newsela article, and I could leave it exactly the way they worked with it, or I can change this and make it work for me. So now that I'm in and I've got my Pear deck, I'm going to start a lesson. I can start a student-paced lesson, or I can start a teacher-paced lesson. So if I go into student-paced lesson and I launch the presentation, I will actually copy the link. I can send it to a student. They can log in and tell me how they're feeling today. And then they will be able to work through this article. And this is how it looks from the student's point of view. They will see the question and they'll be able to answer. And they will also be able to see the article and do the activities with the article. Here's a quiz. They can write with that. Here's the prompt. So this is how this looks from a student viewpoint. Then they can continue through, draw or type the things they learned today. They choose text. They can talk about wolves, or they could draw a picture of a wolf, and then they can drag or drop how they're feeling, and then they're done. So that's how it looks from the student side, and then the teacher side. I can go back in once I'm done and end it. I can actually name this something that makes sense for me. Maybe it's period 3, and then publish student takeaways. The students will get a copy of each one of the slides and what they answered. You will also get a copy of this in a folder called Takeaways. Then you can save and end the session, return to Google Slides, and then I'm done, and I have used the great partnership between Pear Deck and Newsela in the daily decks. So I hope that helps you, and you use some of these daily deck lessons that are already prepared for you.